Hi everybody, my name is Lorenzetti. I'm a founding member of and CEO of G3W company, an Italy company. And in this presentation I talk about about a G3W-SUITE framework. That is an application dedicated to the publication and management of a QGIS project as WebGIS services, similar to G3W. The history of G3W-SUITE. G3W-SUITE, we can say that is born by an idea behind the project based on the needs of our customer, who need an easy-to-use tools for publishing and management WebGIS services in a structured way. But above all them was the request to develop dedicated modules that could be managed in terms of access and use and in a profilated way. So the target were using QGIS project as a basis for defining the contents of the WebGIS services, organizing the WebGIS services in a hierarchical organized container, and being able to define policies for access and management of individual services. And finally, the possibility to activate specific modules and editing capabilities at the individual service level and WebGIS service. On this slide, you can see that the structure of G3W-SUITE and its main component. At the base, you can find PostgreSQL that used main for the administration data about G3W-SUITE, but it can be used also to store geographical data and geodata. But clearly, because thanks to a strength integration with the QGIS-Server by the QGIS API, it's possible to use every type of geodata that QGIS-Server can read. So also file system file, shape file, spatialite, geopackaged, etc. At the second level, you can find the G3W-admin. G3W-admin is the core model deployed with Django and Python, and it allows the management of the users, of the projects, and its work as an API REST server for the G3W client that I'll see after. Moreover, thanks to integration, how I said before, with QGIS-Server, G3W-admin work as OGC services for the client or for other third-party client. Finally, at the top, we have the G3W client, that is a WebGIS client wrote in by JavaScript and OpenLayer, and the use of Vue.js for the reactive technology effort to the main future. We can say that the main future of the WebGIS services is inherited from the QGIS project that you can make inside your QGIS desktop. First of all, the future that can be inherited are the capabilities of OGC services offered, I will say before, by QGIS-Server. The structure of the TOC, any filter on a legend, and the map theming. So you can, so the G3W-SUITE inherit the symbology, labeling, the counting future, views, and themes from the project. The the relationship between the layer, so you can inherit the one-to-n or n-to-m relationship between layer by the projects, and the query and editing attributes such as form aliases, editing widgets, default constraints and values, etc. The ability to view plots, thanks to integration with the QGIS dataplotly plugin, and the print layouts, both single or with Atlas. But the most important feature is that the no need of a plugin to make a WebGIS services, but just uploading the QGIS project file, QGIS or QGIS to the G3W admin interfaces. In fact, sorry. No, okay. In fact, I can show you more in detail the future of the main components of the application. G3W is a graphical interface for create WebGIS services, and through this component show time animation for vector or mesh data on the WebGIS client, or display the displacement of isochrones thanks to integration with OpenRoute services. But we have developed our private module that I think in the future will be free for our customer, in particular for modules for the Italy public administration that are our main customer. But we have developed modules for integration with the third-party services, for example, LDAP Active Directory, and report system, and also we have a module, but it's an entry-level module for to give CSV services based on PY-CSV Python model. In the following slides, I will show you the new feature implemented in the last two releases of G3W-SUITE. And at the last part, we will show you the feature that come with last releases. In particular, I show you the new feature about the 3.5 and 3.6 release. And after we spoke about the next 3.7 release. First of all, we have integrated the new QGIS LTR version, because for our choice we follow the LTR version for the stable release of G3W-SUITE. At the moment, we stay on the QGIS 3.28 release. Now, it's possible to save the Django and QGIS-Server error message or server log message inside the administration database for easier consultation in case of problem, in particular for our customer or for the end user of G3W-SUITE. Because I don't know if you know G3W-SUITE, but how I said before, inside the G3W-SUITE it's possible to activate many widgets, search widget or editing capabilities or constraints based on geographical data or user or and etc. And with last two releases, we are make a place to get an abstract of for every project. You can find how many widgets, how many feature did you as activated for every project. We have developed a message system for displaying message on WebGIS services Bootstrap. So with this feature, it's possible to show messages to WebGIS and users. Now it's possible restore project and cartographic groups thanks to a basket bin in which the delete project and the cartographic groups are inserted, in such a way that a double step is necessary for the definitive elimination of the project. The recovery also allows to recover every widget that it was associated with the project, searches, widgets, and other features. With these releases, it's now possible to have on the WebGIS services the same spatial bookmarks that you can save inside your QGIS project. And it's also possible for the user to create its own bookmarks on WebGIS instance and to keep it. A very big important issue now is the ability to manage QGIS projects that have embedded the layer inside them. In fact, now it's possible to have projects for many other projects, base projects for many other projects, avoiding the duplication of shared layer between projects. Also, on a client side, we have other many features. We have developed a new query tool with allow you to query the map by the query layers by drawing a freehand polygon. The possibility to manage the transparencies layer on by the end user, and a zoom history widget to navigate between the zoom in the time. On the search widget, also the search widget it was extended. Now it's possible to make the same searching at the same time on layers with homonymous fields. And on the search form on G3W client now has the calendar widget for daytime fields. We added the possibility to add the third-party WMS services in overlay on the map. And the management of the project views that are the QGIS teams by parameters in the URLs. So in this way, it's possible to choose with which team to start the WebGIS services map. Also in the editing capabilities of G3W-SUITE got an upgrade. Now it's possible to manage the overlapping geometries, and a copy and paste of geometries and attributes between map layer feature now is possible. It's also possible with layers loaded on the fly thanks to the appropriate widget. Besides the possibility of managing HTML content for the multi-line text fields, an important new feature is the management of a regular expression for default values of the fields inside the form editing, or for other type of fields inside the form, because if you don't understand, we inherit the form structure that you can define inside your QGIS project. In the same way. We have also said before, the Q time series module has had an update. Now it's possible to handle vector layer and mesh layer even in multi-layer mode. And a new big feature, it will be the integration with the Q processing. In fact, it will be possible to upload the model builder file, .model3 file, to create a form for the processing on the G3W client. In particular, in the first step for processing, we will be imported the following feature: analysis model support, vector import based on layers in the map, and the possibility to define a subset of input data-based and featured section. Vector output can be uploaded directly on the map on the fly, in the fly mode. And it will be released, this is an accessory model, is in the plugin, and we will release it in a beta version this July. Now, next week. The version 3.7, which should be released next November, includes a number of features. The ability of the user to create and serve custom view themes, the download of the layer that have been in relationship with the relationship value themselves, the associated map styles we had added to GeoPackage download. We have a better integration with the Google API by importing the routing capabilities and the Google Place. Also the editing. For the editing, there will be a streamlining of the workflow one-to-one relationship. The functionality of adding and removing holes inside the polygon geometry will be added. For the reporting, it will be possible to download the results as map queries structured with tables, etc., in PDF format, as they appear on the screen. When downloading vector data, it will be possible at the hand and the user to choose which field to download, whether whole or only in part. The future, for the version 4.0, at the moment we think to make a complete refactoring of G3W admin to base it on API REST system. We will make a complete separation of the two components between admin and client to use a JWT authentication system. And we think to migrate to last LTS Django release 4.2. The project is an open source project. It's released under Mozilla Public License 2. You can find it on GitHub. And if you want to try to use it or to deploy, please visit G3W-SUITE.it. Thanks.